So please remind me. I mostly remember it, but sometimes I forgot, just like I forgot today. So yeah, so anyways, I haven't taught anything, so that's okay. So today we will learn, first of all, I will give you a brief about the course. So in this course, we will learn about Azure Cloud Field, Azure Data Engineering, mostly extract, transform, and load. What is data engineering? Data engineering is extraction of data from one point to and moving the data from one point to another, transforming it and loading it. Transformation, doing some sort of transformation on top of as per the requirement, and then loading it somewhere. Okay, so that is what we will learn. We will learn mostly three architecture. This is the first architecture which we will learn, moving the data from on-premise source to Azure Blob Storage, then moving the data from Azure Blob Storage to SQL Server, and then moving up, doing a Power BI visualization. This is the first architecture which we will target. The second architecture is this, which is mostly a Databricks centric architecture. And third architecture is this, which is a Synapse related architecture. Okay. So these are the three architecture which we will target during the course. Okay. Mostly we will learn 60 to 70% data factory because that is a ETL tool. And then 30 to 35% we will learn about Databricks, which is very important tool as well for big data processing in Spark. Okay, that is what we will learn. The prerequisite for this course is zero, so you don't need any prior knowledge or anything to learn beforehand. But what I expect you to learn is SQL. That is very important to learn. If you don't know about it, I guess Jesse, you already know about it. The SQL, you know SQL or you don't know SQL?
Yes, I know the SQL query. I have worked on it, but yeah, SSIS part, I'm not that much.
Yeah, so
Uh,
you don't need to know SQL. You just you don't need to know SSIS for it. You need to know SQL. So you need to know what is where, having,
yes,
uh,
yes, I know that.
group
Yeah,
by, all of
I have
that. Yeah.
worked on that. Yeah.
And if you don't know about it, why SQL is necessary? Let's try to understand that why SQL is necessary. So basically, you are a data engineer. So you will extract the data from one point, like you will try to let me open a paint or something. 1 second. I don't know why my paint app is not opening, but anyways, what you will do as a data engineer, you will suppose your data is located at one point. Suppose this is a SQL server. Okay, just to write here, this is a SQL server where your data is located, SQL server. And then you want to move the data from one point to another. Okay, what you will do, you will move this data point from here to here. That is the extraction part. Okay, so that you will do, you will move the data from here to here. This particular source can be anything. It can be your suppose a different storage, which is Azure Data Lake storage. Then after moving the data, suppose you have 10 data source over here. Okay, so what you have already, uh, give me a second. Yeah, this is paint. And now let me share my screen again. What is data engineering? First, let's understand that what is data engineering. Data engineering is extract, transform, and load. Okay, so suppose I am working in Aldi Sud, which is a grocery retail chain, just like Big Bazaar. Okay, so in Big Bazaar, Jasri came with a requirement that Abhishek, you are a data engineer. So my CEO, our CEO wants this kind of visualization. He wants to know which is best selling product. Okay. Now he also wants to know which employee is performing best. He also wants to know which business unit is performing best. So Jasri came with all of these requirements to me as a data engineer. I need to make a kind of visualization for a CEO, a kind of visualization from a CEO through which our CEO, our end user is CEO, okay, a CEO of Big Bazaar. He can, by looking at this visualization, he should be able to understand which is a best selling product and which is the best performing employee and who is the which particular business unit is performing best. Okay, so Jesse came with the requirement. Now as a data engineer, what I need to do to satisfy this requirement, okay, what I need to do, I will ask Jasri that, hey Jasri, where all of these data points is located. Okay, so Jasri will say that this all the data point is located in a SQL server, on-premise SQL server. Suppose for example, what I mean by on-premise, it is not in the cloud. It is there in someone's computer or someone like in on-premise source, not in cloud. Okay, so Jasri has installed, or suppose like somewhere this data point is present in which we have all of these tables. Okay, employee table, sales table, then business unit related data, all of that is present in the on-premise source. Okay, now what we will do, we will now Jesse's told that CEO wants to have this visualization in the Power BI or somewhere in the cloud. Okay, and also CEO wants to move all of these data points to the cloud and make the presentation in the cloud itself. And why CEO wants to do that, like why it is necessary to move the data into the cloud? Can you guys help me to answer that, why this cloud is trendy right now and why everybody wants to move the data to the cloud and why you guys are interested towards the this particular course, or like why it is so trendy, why it is so helpful? Can you help me to understand that, why the cloud is necessary and why CEO of Jesse also wants to move the data to the cloud, why everybody is interested towards the cloud right now? Any answer for that, guys?
It's like if you keep the data in your system,
Hmm.
at any point of time it will be erased or it will be deleted from any point of your system. If it
Hmm.
will be with cloud technology, it will be cloud, it will be safe and secure, and you can
Hmm.
access the data at any time, at any place, and at any year. If you store the data, I think before 5 years also, you can access the data after 5 years also, and it is
Hmm.
very secure and it's very easy to access. For me, it's the thing.
Yeah. And Jesse, any addition on that?
Yeah, so from my experience, like, yeah, I do this like when I need to publish the dashboard in cloud. So that is why we have some shared, access platform. So basically, why we use it that way, same time multiple people can check it, right? If
Hmm.
I'm sharing the offline file, then first of all, this will be a big problem. Like Pawan also said, I mean, yeah, he also has the knowledge. Like, it's not safe. It's
Hmm.
I mean, I'm suppose I'm sharing. I need to share it with 50 people, and to
Hmm.
50 people, if I'm sharing that offline file, I mean, no idea like they will get the file. Like suppose they are using, uh, I mean, there is no consistency to
Yep.
get the historical data. But if there is any shared workspace in cloud, it will always will be there. That is the
Yeah.
one thing. The next thing is, I don't want to share the backend data. I just want them to look at the dashboard,
No, no.
right?
Currently here, we are storing the data as well in the cloud. Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, I understand your point.
But we can give different level of access, right?
Yeah, we can give the
But
different level of access. Yes.
sharing in offline, that is not possible. You're
Hmm.
sharing the data also. But
Yeah.
if you're giving the only viewer access by
Hmm.
keeping the data also, they can only see the dashboard. They will not have access to the backend data or calculation.
Hmm. Understood. Yeah, so you guys has covered most of the things, but like I just want to restructure, realign it. So basically, just take an example of keeping our photos. Everybody has done it in the past. So everybody has used, like I am, we are all, I guess, 80s or 90s kids, right? So we already used pen drive, CDs in the past, and basically to keep the our photos in a pen drive or watching a movies in CDs, that was very very hectic in the past. Why? Because it is difficult to maintain. At the same time, like we faced difficulty to maintain it in the past, so right, and also it was very difficult to share as well. Why? Because suppose your friend want to watch a same movie what you watched, so you need to just go to his home, deliver that particular pen drive to him, and then he can watch the whole movie what you watched, right? So it is easy, it was difficult to share at that time. And also difficult to maintain as well. So you have kept a CD somewhere, and then if you use it multiple time, scratch will come and all of that, right? But if you nowadays nobody uses that pen drive or CDs, few people does it, but yeah, so it is not being used so frequently. Why? Because we have Netflix right now. The data is already there in the cloud. You can just log in and watch the movie. You can download anything and watch. YouTube is there. There is no, and if you want to share anything, you can just upload the data to Drive or Dropbox or anywhere. So basically, it is easy to collaborate in the cloud. Okay, that is why people are moving the data to the cloud. Then at the same time, all the maintenance of your data and everything will be done by the cloud service provider. You don't need to maintain it. Okay,
Yeah.
implementation is very easy. So currently, suppose Pawan wants to open a company, IT company, then he don't need to just he will just buy a computer for everyone, and then all the software can be purchased in the cloud directly. He don't need to just buy everything on hand, set up a whole infrastructure, all of that, right? So implementation is
Yeah.
very easy. Now, if any upgrade happens in the software, Pawan can easily upgrade the software. That is also a beneficial in the cloud. Data loss and recovery. Suppose a Ukraine is fighting with Russia right now, and any kind of disaster happens, then the cloud service provider will handle all of the disasters and then try to provide you a backup of your data. That that won't be like you will not handle those kind of a thing. And it is pay as you go model. You can just scale up your service, scale down your service. All of that benefits comes with the cloud. And what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but a you are not accessing your computer, you are accessing someone else's computer, just like a internet cafe. We
Yeah.
all went to an internet cafe. You are just going to a particular, you are accessing someone else's computer on a pay as you go model and on demand. That is what you're doing. Okay, any doubt on this, guys? So what is cloud? Cloud is basically a practice of network of, like, you're just accessing someone else's computer, the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on internet to manage, store and process data rather than your local computer. And it is on demand and pay as you go model. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go over here. What is data engineer? So Jasri came with the requirement, and our data is there in the on-premise MS SQL server somewhere. Now, as we already learned, why CEO want to move the data to the cloud? Because of the futuristic solution. He wants to make a futuristic solution. So what I will do now as a data engineer, I will try to help Jasri to move the data from one point to another. So I will help Jasri to move the data from here to here by using a tool called Data Factory, which we will all learn, Azure Data Factory. So what Data Factory will do? Data Factory will take the data from one point and move the data to another point, just like moving the luggage from Germany to India. I need some kind of transportation service which can take my luggage from India and move it to Germany. So just like a transportation service, a taxi or a car or car plane or anything of that sort, to move the data from one point to another, we need a service which is a data factory. Data factory will not store the data, just like your taxi doesn't like take all your luggage. He just helps you to move the data, right? move the luggage. So similar to that, data factory will not store the data in his particular tool, but it just helps you to move the data from on-premise to a cloud service, which is a, so all of your employee data, sales data, business unit data will come here, okay? And it will come to Azure Data Lake, for example, data lake, for example. Once your data is there in the data lake, Azure Data Lake, which is a storage mechanism. So just like understand Azure Data Lake as a storage mechanism where you can store the data, not more than that. Okay, so here you can store the data. Now, once you store the data to Azure Data Lake, you Jesse again said that Abhishek, I want the data just like a SQL server, not like a data lake thing. So I will again move the data from a data lake to Azure SQL Server, just like similar to the SQL Server we had in on-premise. I will move the data to the SQL Server, Azure SQL Server. Now, till now we haven't used SQL. Till now we haven't written anything about the SQL, right? But now, suppose now a CEO wants to find out the best selling product. Okay, so how to find out the best selling product? If you have a sales data, what you will do, you will multiply the sales unit, like you will find out the maximum gross sales of a product every month. That is what you will do, right? So for that, you need to write a code, like to understand the data, you need to manipulate your data, right? So for that, you will write a code somewhere to manipulate the data. So for that, you need a programming language. So if your data is there in the SQL Server, you need a SQL language to program, to write your code, to join this data set, to find out which is a business unit doing all of the sales. So you will join all the data by using SQL. So extraction is moving the data from one point to another. Transformation is doing the aggregation or doing any sort of manipulation. So for any sort of manipulation, you need language which computer can understand. So for that, either you need SQL, which is a very easy to learn and go to language, and everybody knows SQL. Okay, so every data analyst, every data scientist, every data engineer knows SQL. By why? Because everybody uses SQL. Okay, so it is very go-to language. So I suggest you guys, if you don't know about SQL, understand SQL. And best way to learn SQL is practicing. So don't do this mistake that go to YouTube and in YouTube type SQL, and then there is a very beautiful playlist will come, and then you start watching those video. You watch one video, two video, three video, 20 video, and then you feel that you know SQL. You will not know SQL by doing that. So don't do that. Okay. So what you need to do is don't do this mistake, because I have done this mistake in the past, that if you type SQL, there are many people who is teaching you SQL. You will find 3 hours of video MySQL. Okay, you will start watching for 3 hours, and then you will think that yeah, I know you know SQL, but it is a worst way of learning SQL. What you need to do to learn SQL is download SQL Server Management Studio, SQL Server, SQL Server download. So directly go to the implementation part of it. Okay, so how we will learn SQL is SQL. Let me find out that video, which is good. SQL, MS SQL download, MS SQL download. Yeah. So Pawan, for you, you need to install MS SQL Server on your computer. And Jasri, you also need to install MS SQL Server in your computer, because we will use MS SQL Server to connect and move the data. All of that we will use. So please install MS SQL and SSMS in your computer. So that you can do by watching this video completely. SSMS, MS SQL Server. So just watch it very carefully. What he's doing, just do that. So in the end, you will have SQL Server and MS SSMS in your computer. Okay.
Okay.
I am sending that link. One second, let me open WhatsApp. Yeah, watch this video It is just like download SSMS and SQL Server on your computer. Okay, that is what we will do. Once you do that, go through one by one the syntax of using W3 School. Go through the syntax of one by one. What is select? What is distant? What is where? Order by and not all of that. Go through it one by one till here only. Till having group by having group by, if you have done it, then let me know. I will try to give you some questions after that. I guess Jesse, you already know about it, so you don't need to go through it. But once I start giving questions, I expect you can also solve if you know about it. If you are not very sure about it, just try to
Yeah,
learn it because it is important.
yeah,
Yeah, so this go through this videos, and also here in here also you can practice. So if you go to the SQL tutorial over here, here also you can write SQL Server and practice it. So for example, try it yourself. So here also you can practice it. Okay. Now let's go back again over here. Now here you will do all kind of transformation, and then after that, as Jessri told, that here you will just give a Power BI visualization, make a fancy Power BI visualization, a chart or something in which you can see everything, and a user can have access of this. Okay. So this is complete end-to-end architecture, and this is what we will learn during the course. Okay. So here, as you see this particular architecture, which I will show you now, 1 second. Yeah, so on-premise means your own computer or any on-premise source. We will move the data from on-premise server to the Azure Blob Storage. Then from Azure Blob Storage, we will move the data to the SQL Server, any SQL Server, then Power BI visualization. What is Azure Analysis Service? It is just like a particular service which imports your data in read-only memory. Okay, not uh, 1 second. Yeah, so it reads your data in the blob storage and then move the data to SQL Server, and then it keeps the data in Azure. And so it's not so important right now, but just focus. We will move the data from one point to another. Then from Azure Blob Storage, we'll move the data to SQL Server and then make a Power BI visualization. A similar. This is the architecture which we will target first. Okay. This then let's this we have understood what is data factory is data driven workflow for orchestrating the data and data movement and transformation at scale. Basically, ADF, what is data factory? Data factory is a ETL tool which helps you to move the data from one point to another. As your data factory, as your cloud ETL service for data integration and data movement and transformation, it offers a no code UI. Here you don't need to code anything, you just need to drag and drop the activities, and that's all. Okay, that is what you need to do. This is the architecture which we will learn. These are the topics. What is cloud? We have seen that. Why the cloud is necessary, this also we have seen and discussed. Let's go down below. Now Pawan and Jayshree, you both have a credit card or no? Why I'm asking this question? Because to practice we need a subscription, and you will get 1 month of free subscription if you have any credit card. So if you have credit card, then I will tell you how you can get a subscription. If not, then we will see how I can help you to do that. Yeah. So Jesse and Pawan, do you have any credit card which you can use to get a subscription?
Right. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Jesse. Hello, are you there?
yes, yes, Abhishek.
Yeah. Do you have a credit card?
Yes, I have to.
Yeah. So how to get a subscription? Let me tell you. And Pawan, do you have a credit card as well?
Yeah, yeah. One of my friends
Yeah.
have. I
So
can ask him.
what I can suggest you guys to do, because our course will go for 2 months, right? So what we will do, first, Jessri, you can get a subscription and you can share your subscription with Pawan, okay? And either like, and then in the next month, Pawan can make a subscription, and that then he can share your Pawan subscription with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jesse, you don't need to give your email ID and password. you will just add Pawan as your, like, I will help you do
Mhm,
that. So Pawan, you can just add Pawan as your user of your subscription, and then he can access your subscription as well.
mhm,
Now, how to do that? Let me help you to guide. Like, I will guide you, help you to guide that. So first of all, just like I am using my email ID, and I'm just going to a subscription right now, which is my student subscription. Let me show you that.
mhm,
Yeah, so if you see over here, I am using skland, a different subscription. So let me open this as your Active Directory. One second. I am trying to. My internet is a bit slow. Anyways, let me tell you how to get a subscription. So here I will open this in the incognito mode. Then first of all, go to portal.su.com. Okay. Then here create an account. So type here, create one account, enter all the details over here. Okay, so create one account. Your email ID doesn't needs to be as Microsoft email ID. You don't need to use Outlook for it. You can use a Gmail and any of the mail which you use, and then create a account. Once you create an account, you need to log in the portal.su.com. Once you log in to portal.su.com, I will show you what comes after that. Okay, so that is what I was trying to open, but it was not opening. Let me try again. Active Directory. Mm. Yeah. So once you make your account, this kind of window will come. Okay. So once you make your account here, portal, go to portal.su.com and then register your email ID, make your account. Once you make your account, you will see this kind of window. Okay. This you will shoot this kind of window and then click on start. Okay. So click on start and then start free. And then just like follow the process. Okay, so you will be able to create your account. Once you create your account, you will be able to see your subscription. Just like here you can see your subscription. Like I will show you how my subscription looks. And after a month you won't be charged money directly. Okay, that is sure. So I have used 10 credit card till now. I have used my friend's credit card as well. So don't worry that after 1 month you will get charged directly. That will not happen. So you can freely use your subscription, but if you want, I can set up some alerts as well that you will get an email notification when a particular subscription got expiring and all of that. Okay, so here this is the subscription name which you are using. So once you get a subscription, you will see in the subscription you'll see a free trial or something like that over here. I am using a paid one right now. So here you'll get a free trial subscription. Okay, once you get a subscription, okay, so that you can do. So once Jasri, you will create a subscription, let me know in the group. I will connect shortly for 5 to 10 minutes so that Pawan can have also a subscription which you are using. Okay, that we can do
Sure.
together. Now here in this space we will do all kind of practice. Before that, let's go to a bit of a theoretical part as well, which is pending. Now in the cloud computing there are two models. One is deployment model, second is service model. Okay, in the deployment model we have three kinds of cloud: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. In service model we have three kinds of service: IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS. Okay, what is deployment model? Deployment model, we understood that there are three kinds of cloud: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. What is public cloud? Public cloud is a cloud which is basically we all will work on that. Okay, so we will all work on a public cloud itself. And mostly the projects which I have done, I have never worked on private cloud till now. What is public cloud? Public cloud is nothing but, suppose this is a Microsoft service provider. Okay, so Microsoft has different servers everywhere. Okay, so this is a Microsoft service provider, and then Microsoft is providing service to different companies. Suppose KPMG, and then suppose Aldi Should, Big Bazaar, all of that. But suppose whenever a particular company reaches to Microsoft, they have servers all across the world, right? So they will give us access to a server to one company, access to a separate server to another company, access to a separate part of a server to another company. That is what they will do. But now suppose one company, which is SDFC. Okay, now SDFC says that we don't want a shared server. Why? Because our data is very very like personal and all of that. Okay, so what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will set up a private cloud for SDFC. So SDFC will say that you come to our environment because our data is stored over here. So Microsoft will come over here Microsoft will come over here and then set up a whole infrastructure over here itself, okay, for SDFC, so that Microsoft, and it is costlier than your public cloud. Why? Because they're coming to their own space and setting up a whole infrastructure in their cloud itself, so that suppose Jayashree and Pawan is the SDFC employee, then they can easily share the data among themselves, but they won't be able to like, so it is easily shareable. You are not basically working on a public cloud, you're working on a private cloud, and you basically internally can share the data by yourself and then work on together on a particular project. Okay, that is what you can do, because you are working on a private cloud. Public cloud is servers can be shared, it is all public. I am working on a public cloud, everybody is working on a public cloud, but your data is very very crucial, then you can set up a private cloud for yourself as well. That is what you can do. What is hybrid cloud? Mix of both. So if you want few of the services to be used in a public cloud, few of the services to be used in a private cloud, then you can set up a private cloud. That is hybrid cloud. What is service model? IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS. That is infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. What is infrastructure as a service? In a very very simple terms, you're just getting an infrastructure, okay, not beside that. You're just getting a computer, for example, okay, just getting a virtual machine. You're not getting any software, anything to code. That is IaaS. What is PaaS? If you're getting an environment and then going there to code, going there to modify something, that is PaaS, platform as a service. Software as a service, you're getting a pre-built software, Gmail, and then Netflix, all are software. You are getting a pre-made software, that is SaaS. IaaS is you're just getting a virtual machine. PaaS is you can upload a code package, all of that. SaaS is you're just getting a product directly, that is SaaS. Good for theory, not so important. Any doubt on this, guys?
No, clear.
Okay. If you have any doubt as well, then you can ask me right now. Now, very important part, very important for interviews, very important for course. What is subscription management group and resource? So basically we are targeting this architecture, right? So I will, to target this architecture, first of all, we need a subscription. To watch a movie, we need a Netflix subscription. So we first got a subscription, right? Now, I told you to how to get a subscription. You'll get a subscription. Let me know. Then Pawan will just use that subscription. Once you get a subscription, then to move the data, what we need? We need data factory, as we understood. To move the data from your on-premise source to the blob storage, we need data factory, right? We understood that, right? We need data factory. To move the data from on-premise server to data lake, we need data factory. So data factory, what is data factory? Data factory is a resource. Okay, so now we will understand what is resource group, all of that. Okay, so what is subscription? First, we get a subscription. What is resource? Resource is basically in Azure. We have different resources. Okay, we have very different resources. We have SQL Server. We have SQL Server, SQL database. We have data factory as a resource. Data factory as a resource. Data factory as a resource. Databricks as a resource. What are the different resource? Different software. Different, like we have different softwares in your computer, right? We in your mobile as well. You have Snapseeds to edit your video. You have Instagram to scroll and see with different videos. You have Facebook to basically uh, just like similar to update your status and all of that. You have InSort to just watch news and all of that, right? So similar to that, in Azure space, you have different softwares, different resources which you can
Different
use.
tools in one platform, right?
Sorry.
Different tools in one
Yeah,
platform.
different tools in one platform which you can access, which you can use. Okay. So similar to that, data factory is a tool which helps you to move the data. SQL Server is a tool which helps you to store your data, all of that, right? So we have a resource group as well. Resource group. What is resource group? So when you join a company, you belong to a manager. Okay. Why we all tagged under a manager? Because manager can basically manage our permission, salary, and hikes and all of that, right? So basically, in the resource group, all the resources will be tagged under a resource group. So first your subscription comes, then you will create a resource group. Under a resource group you will always create your resources, a data factory, anything of that sort, so that any permission, suppose Jasri is and Pawan is working in a project, so I can create one resource group and all the resources under the resource group, so that I can assign Pawan and Jasri to that resource group, so that Pawan and Jasri can work to the resource group. Okay, so it is just a way of managing things. Okay, so here first you get a subscription, then you will create a resource group. So how to create a resource group? Here you can search for a resource group. Guys, this particular space, the Azure space, is very very friendly for me because daily I work on it. It hasn't been a single day from 6 years that I haven't opened this space. So I am very friendly with this space. Okay, so I might be fast here and there, that I click very fast and all of that, but you can slow me down. You can just ask me that, Abhishek, where you clicked, and you can just tell me that. If I'm fast, you can tell me that, Abhishek, let me know where you clicked, because I also struggle a lot in the past to understand where to click to get what. Okay, so basically you can click and get a resource group over here, and then hit create. We are creating a resource group right now. Okay, so first of all, we'll get a subscription. We get a subscription, we will type a resource group name like Azure October and all of that, Azure October, anything of that sort. And then we will assign a region. Region is suppose US, Central India, or anything of that sort. You Central, South India, or anything, Central India. And then what is region? Okay, so how do you decide which region? So that can be the question, expected question. Think about very very layman terms. Okay,
So,
so if your data is there in, suppose Jesse told that our CEO stored the data in any server which is there in India, and he wants to present the dashboard. So you will create the data lake in India only, right? You will not create the data in US or Europe, because that movement and cost become more if you move the data to Europe. So region depends on where your whole infrastructure is located, where you want to locate all the infrastructure. Suppose your whole development sits in US and your data centers are also in US. You're automatically, all the things belongs to US itself, because everything is in US. So you'll not create one resource at another place, so that it will increase the cost. Yeah, Jesse, you were saying something.
no, no, I was going to say same thing actually.
Yeah, so here region will decide. Central India, tax, it is not so important, forget about it. I haven't used in 6 years till now. What is tax? But it is just like if you have 10 resources, 100 resources, then you will tag it to find it very easily, but not important. So I will highlight what is important, what is not, because it is important to learn. Like, I don't want you to focus on unimportant things basically. So here we subscription, resource group, region, all of that will tag, and then create. Hit create. I'm not creating it because I do have a resource group right now with me in which we will practice. Okay. Subscription resource group. Now, in the slide, I have mentioned management group as well. What is management group? If you have multiple subscription, then you will tag all your subscription in a management group. But currently, like we have one subscription, like we will work on one subscription only, and you will not, mostly as a developer, you will not manage management group if you have multiple subscription. Now Jesse is told that, Abhishek, I have one subscription, but I want to purchase one more subscription. Okay, so Jesse can manage multiple subscription as well, that you have management group. Okay, so mostly it is not so important for you, but a higher management manages this management group, of the management group, subscription, resource group. And under a resource group you will create resources. Okay, now let me show you one resource which we will create first. So I am going again to our slide. Yeah. So as I have given you guys a homework to store MS SQL Server on your computer, this is an on-premise source which you will install, right? Now we need data factory, right? And then we need blob storage. These are the resources we need. Then only we can move the data. Okay, so first we get a subscription, then we get a resource group, then we'll make a resource, which is data factory. Okay, how to make data factory a resource? You will search data factory over here. Then hit create. Select a subscription, select a resource group, which you have just created. So every resource belongs to a subscription and every resource belongs to a resource group. Okay. Select the resource group which you have just created and then name your ADF cloud 123 or anything of that sort. Then region LA, again Central India. Version V2. There was a version before V1, but it's like gone right now. But there is only one version, V2 version. Okay. Git configure, we will configure it later. Okay. Networking, you don't need to focus on that. Advanced, you don't need to focus on that. Text, you don't need to focus on that. Review and create. Okay. Why I'm saying you don't need to focus on that, because this is an infra setup. You are not, you are a data engineer, you're not a, no, you're not a infra setup and all of that. So this, if I go through each and every option, then it will just waste your time and you will forget about it. So not so important right now, but if you're curious, you can learn about it. But from the interview perspective of SU data engineering, it's not so important. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody will ask you the question about networking, security, and all of that in Azure data engineer role. So here you will find resource group, write resource group, select the region, configure the Git later, review and create. Okay. I'm not hitting review and create because I do have a data factory. Once you hit review and create, you will see data factory in your space just like this. So if I open this data factory, I can see it belongs to this resource group. Okay. And
Yeah.
this is my subscription, this resource group, this subscription, and then I can launch my data factory.
Okay, so one question, Abhishek. So once I review and create, then I will have that window, right?
Once you hit review and create, you will be able to see data factory over here. You won't be
This
able to see
window will
anything
come
over
up.
here, but once
This,
you create it, then you will be able to see this over here.
yeah, that's why. After reviewing and creating, I will have this window, right?
Yeah, you will have this window, but before that, you can just open this window, but here you won't see any data factory. You will see
Need to
blank.
refresh.
Yeah, so you can just refresh it, or
Hmm.
like so suppose you don't have any data factory, then here you will not see anything. Okay. Then you
Correct.
can
So
create.
after
You can,
creating only, I will get it. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. I will
yeah,
get this window. Okay.
yes, yes. Once you create it, I will show you how data factory looks now. This is data factory. This is a home icon. This is a pencil icon where you will do all the development. Just like I will create a new pipeline. I will show you a rough estimate so that you can understand. Suppose this is the pipeline. You want to make the architecture of this pipeline. Now you, what you will do, you want to move the data from on-premise source, right? You want to move the data from on-premise to data lake. So what you will do, you will paste a copy data activity. You will define your source as your on-premise source, sync as your data lake. Okay. Now again, you want to move the data from data lake to SQL. Then you will paste another copy activity from the data lake to SQL server. Okay. Then if you want to do some sort of transformation, you will try type a stored procedure activity, all of that. You will run a stored procedure activity. A kind of this kind of art. This is very simple, very layman architecture, but just to give you a feel, you will design a pipeline like this. This is a monitor tab in which you can see what are the pipeline you have created and triggered. Okay, that is what you can see over here. Yeah, my student is not working from 30 days. That is why you're not able to see anything. But here you can see your pipeline. At what time, what has been triggered, you can see it over here. This is where you can see link service integration runtime. Link services means like which particular service. So to get the data, you need a address, right? Like to get the data, to move your luggage, you need a particular luggage service need my German address and also my Indian address. Okay, similar to that. To move the data, it needs a particular address from where to where. Okay, so this is a connection tab in which you can make different connections.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so this is all about the today's class. The homework for the today's class is this. Now I will write the homework for you guys. And the only thing which I want from you guys is I am very, very serious about the homework. So in the next class, I suppose that you complete the homework on time before, like suppose if we have the first class today, then the till the next class you complete the rest of the homework. You will do it in the initial classes. Why? Because it is easy. So currently I haven't taught much, so it is easy for you to do the homework. So you will do the homework for 4 to 5 classes, then you will start missing, as all of my student does that. But I don't expect you to do that, because if you miss the homework for 2 to 3 classes continuously, then you waste the whole course. You won't be able to understand after 8 to 9 class, and then you will just attend my course. So it just like no, it will not be helpful. So just try to do the homework on time. And if you do the homework on time, and if you do it for 20 to 22 classes regularly, then you will be able to monetize the whole course to the utmost value, and the people who has done it in the past able to secure a good job, and at the same time used most of the course in a very, very good manner. So please do the homework on time. It's very important. Okay, and if you're not able to do the homework, please inform in the group that Abhishek, I haven't done this, so that I am pre know that, and then I teach accordingly. Okay, so what's the homework for the next class is, you first of all install SSMS and SQL on premise. Then second of all, Jasri get a subscription. Jasri will get a subscription. Will get a subscription. And Pawan, you also try to see the tab. Don't get a subscription because you'll get a subscription after a month. But Pawan, just see how to get a subscription. Okay, just scroll. Don't enter your credit card detail, all of that, because Jesse will share the subscription with you. So yeah, so down next month you can share the subscription with Jesse. Okay. Pawan will just like you just see how to get a subscription. Then will basically make a resource group and make data factory as a resource. Then learn about Azure cloud in general and public, private, hybrid, hybrid cloud. Okay. Then fifth thing is go through W3 school and then practice SQL. Okay. So in the next class, I will basically ask questions because I expect you guys to do till order by. Okay, till order by. Just try to do it so that till order by. Try to write SQL queries till order by. Okay. And also, before you run order by, you need to learn how to create table, which is down below. Okay. So create table, drop table, all of that. So here also uh, create table, drop table. Write write the syntax, write the syntax and practice it in SQL Server, which you have downloaded in SQL Server, which you downloaded. That's the homework. And then we will have the next class over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday for a bit of a longer duration. And but tomorrow, Jasri, if you make a subscription, then Pawan can also practice it. Just make a subscription. We'll connect 10 to 15 minutes just to share the subscription, and that's all. And we will connect on Saturday. Before that, please complete all of your homework. I will upload the recording in the group. And yeah, one more thing. I will add you guys to one more group, which is cloud connection. In this group, I will add both of you. In this particular group, what is the agenda to add in this group? Not to share good morning message, good night message. Here I will share all the PPT, interview questions, whatever good material I find online. I share it all over here, in which all of my past students are present, so that they also share few of the interview opening and all of that over here. Okay, so I will add you to this group. And also I will share one more link with you guys, in which you can find my slides which I am using to teach you right now over here. So here you will find the slide which I am using, the learning material of different things: data science, DevOps, Power BI, Python, Warehouse, SQL, all of that you can find over here. And also you'll find interview questions somewhere. Interview questions, yeah. So here you'll find interview questions. I'm sharing this slide. This is open like to everyone. You can either share with your friends if they want it. Yeah, so that's all. Here you'll find the slide, interview question, all of that. I will add you to another group in which you'll get the update about the learning material and everything. And mostly in this group, you can ask doubt if you want to. That's all, guys. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now, or else say bye for today. And then we'll connect on Saturday or Sunday. I will share the timings in the group again. I'll ask the timing in the group again, okay? As per my schedule, I will ask it
Abhishek,
on Friday.
just one
Yeah, please.
Abhishek, just one thing. This Saturday actually I'm traveling. So basically I'm in my hometown now. I'll be back to Pune.
Hmm.
So this Saturday, if it will be
So are
very
you
soon.
okay to connect on Friday?
Friday time,
Time, same time.
because Saturday I'm traveling. It is like, via flight, so it will be longer flight. So
Saturday at what time you're traveling?
Saturday actually I won't be able to take the class because
No, no, no. I'm not saying that Saturday you need to take
Saturday
a class.
morning my flight is morning.
So you
So
will do
Friday
packing
I
on
will have
in
some,
the night.
yeah, yeah.
Friday night you
I
will do the
will
packing.
I will have some work to close by
Yeah,
Friday.
understood.
So
Understood. So
Sunday,
tomorrow or Thursday are you free?
tomorrow is only Thursday, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
tomorrow, but task will not be completed by tomorrow. That's the thing. I will take 2 days
Uh,
time,
okay.
right?
So okay, fine. So but the only thing which I want from you is tomorrow if you can make a
Mhm.
subscription only,
Subscription
then
I will do. Subscription
yeah.
I will.
So let's connect on Sunday, and till the time you can make a subscription, and then I will discuss with Pawan to help on SQL. And Pawan, don't focus on HTML, CSS, all of that. Focus on SQL. Take as many K course you want on Udemy to work on SQL, because I will assist you on SQL, but I will not teach SQL. But don't watch video, practice SQL. Okay, that is how you will learn SQL. Focus fully
I
on
can
SQL.
tell
Okay.
one thing.
Yeah.
If Pawan, you want to practice and you want to get help on SQL part, I can,
Yeah, so
help you, I mean,
yeah,
any
so
practice
Jessry
videos.
can also help you. She is very experienced, more than me. At least I have 6 to 7 years of experience. Jessry is more experienced than me. So Jessy can also help you to get good on SQL. So practice SQL right now. Be focused, and surely you will get a job. And do the homework on time. So if you follow all of these basic things, you will be able to get a job soon. So yeah, so tomorrow let's connect for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll connect on Sunday. Okay, is that fine for both of you? Hello.
Okay. Basic, can I save your number? I just give you.
Okay, Abhishek. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
What time tomorrow? Same time only, it's fine,
Tomorrow,
huh?
yeah, just like 10 to 15 minutes, just to share the subscription, not
Yeah,
not
by
more than
10
that.
p.m.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just ping me if you make a subscription. If you're free by 10 p.m., we'll connect. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Will do.
Okay, guys. See you then. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek. Bye.